Here are the entitled parent stories for this video, but before we start, here is the top comment for today's video. Thanks for the support. Without further ado, here we go. EM doesn't understand why I won't give my dog to her daughter. Backstory. About 5 years ago, my family rescued a golden retriever named Maya. She was my responsibility, so my family refers to her as my dog, and she came into my life when I was dealing with a death in the family. Needless to say, she helped me a lot and is very special to me. I moved to university and I come back during the summer. Neighbors next door are a family of 3, mom and dad who are always at work, and a 6-year-old daughter. This summer, the mom asked me if I could babysit her daughter while she was at work, and she paid me in exchange. Daughter, calling her Kay, grew very attached to Maya, who loves most kids, and they played together almost constantly whenever she came over. After the summer ended, my mom came to pick up Kay one last time, and Kay burst into tears and started hugging Maya. Saying she didn't want to leave her, I calmly explained that Maya was my dog and I was like her mommy, so she would be sad if she had to leave her mom. Kay calmed down and understood after the conversation, but mom was not having it, and she started to cause a scene. Mom, really? Can't you see she loves that dog? She promises to take care of it. Kay sees how upset her mom is, so she goes back to crying and grabbing Maya. Me, I'm sure she does, but she is still my dog. Mom, that's not really fair. You're not even here most of the time. Doesn't the dog deserve an owner who will spend all their time with her? Me, doesn't change the fact that she's my dog. My family is still here to take care of her and they love her very much. I'm not going to give you my dog. Well, it's not really giving her away, is it? How much have I paid you? That definitely covers the cost of buying the dog. At this point, I really wanted to scream in her face. She paid me to watch her kid, not to buy my effing dog. I didn't want to blow up in front of Kay because she is a sweet girl who probably only continued to cry because her mom escalated the situation and confused her. So I separated Maya from Kay and told her, the dog, to go inside. I told mom to leave me and my dog alone and to find a new babysitter next summer. And later she texted my mom saying I was a foul-mouthed girl, never cussed in front of her 6-year-old child, who ruined the life of a 6-year-old girl. Ha! EM accuses me of teaching her daughter gang signs. When I was in the 5th grade, I had an entitled teacher, Madam Lola. She was stuck up, had the haircut, and always wore bright red lipstick that somehow got stuck in her teeth. She was in her early 40s. She was my home language teacher. She was very strict and yelled at you when you did something wrong, in her eyes, even though we were just curious 11-year-olds. She had a daughter, May, in the same class, and due to surname seat arrangement, the two of us ended up sitting next to each other. Madam Lola, however, treated her daughter like a princess, always saying if only the rest of you were as disciplined as May. Anyway, when I turned 11, my uncle was in an accident and he ended up going deaf. My mother thought it was best if I started learning sign language with the rest of the family. After a few lessons, I had the alphabet memorized. I was so excited to show my friends at school. While in Madam Lola's class, I ran up to May and began teaching her how to spell her name in American Sign Language, ASL, and basics such as hello, goodbye, and thank you. I wasn't aware Madam Lola had kept a close eye on us until a hand slammed down on my desk. "What do you think you're doing?" she demanded, narrowing her beady eyes. I was absolutely confused. I stared at her and the absolutely raging aura she emitted scared the socks off of me. Madam, I was just teaching your daughter some sign. I didn't think." The word sign threw her off. Apparently, she didn't know that people use it as a shortened word for sign language. "Sign?" she sputtered. "No, you will not be teaching my daughter those revolting gang signs. She doesn't need you to influence her like that. She doesn't need to be a part of your gangery." I was a rough-looking kid with short hair and scratches on my face from playing outside and climbing trees. All her screaming and shit led to me crying. She told me to move to the other side of the room and to never talk to her daughter again because she's too good for people like me. I went home that afternoon and told my mother everything. Some of you may already know, but my mother is also an entitled parent. And boy, she was furious to know her child has been called a gangster by their teacher. She scheduled a meeting with my teacher, dragged me along with her, and just destroyed Madame Lola. She called her stupid and ignorant for not knowing I meant sign language and that she thought I, an 11-year-old who comes from a decent family, would do anything like that. In the end, my mother went to the principal and Madame Lola had to write a formal letter of apology. She could never properly look me in the eye again after that incident. Sorry, a girl is better than your son. I do Jiu Jitsu as a form of martial arts where we do sparring, punching, kicking, grappling like wrestling, and self-defense. I was big for my age, 5'6" by grade 8, and despite how I looked, size 1, I was really heavy because I was buff as F. Still buff, but I've got hips now, so not only was I significantly taller than all the other girls in my class, but outweighed them all as well. I was also really good, moving up the belts quickly, and in the 2 years I earned every youth belt and was now on my junior black, which is the same as an adult orange. But I was still in the kids class since I was only 13, late birthday. Well, a new kid joins, and he had been at a different gym before and was one belt below me. So while I had a junior black, he had a junior brown. During our opening, you line up to bow based on belt rank, and the highest is the one that greets the teacher. I always change at the gym since I had drama club before, so when I first meet the new kid, I was in street clothing. He started going on about how great he was, etc. and could teach me some things. I thought cool. He is from a different gym, so he must know different combos and stuff. I ran down to the change room and get dressed and joined the other kids in the line. He's at the head of the line and I step in front of him. EK, the highest belt goes first. Me, yeah, I'm black and you're brown, so I go first. What? No, I'm supposed to be the highest. I shrugged and did the opening like I was supposed to, because I'm a keener and always want to be on the good side of my teachers. This happens for every class. Other roles of the highest belt are to get the gear out for others, help lead warm-up, and be used when the teacher shows a new technique. I do it all since I'm the highest belt. Now, when it came to sparring and grappling, we often had odd numbers, so I would work with the teacher and he would show me new advanced stuff, because due to my size when I compete, I often went against people much older than me. Or I worked with new white belts and showed them the basics as I could be trusted to go easy and also knew my stuff. This only made EK angrier as I got special attention, which I 100% did, but I also went out of my way and came early or stayed late to practice so my teachers knew I was serious and treated accordingly. Skip ahead and it's grading. EK was there and was going for his junior black. I was there to help and be the dummy for him to show his techniques on. After that, when he was leaving, he told me not to get used to being top belt since now we would be the same. Little did he know. All the kids left and the adults came for their grading. I stayed. I was going for my adult green. What EK did not know was that when I worked one-on-one with the teachers, I was learning stuff from the adult class. My goal was that by the time I hit high school, I would move to the adult class, so I wanted to learn as much now. Belt presentation comes and we line up and are all handed our belts. EK gets his junior black, so now we have the same. A junior black is equal to an adult orange. EK looked at me with a smirk like he was going to be the new top dog. Then I got my adult green and the smirk was gone. That day his mom was there. I still remember what happened because I was so pissed that they treated me like crap due to a stupid reason. EM. Teacher, how is it that she has a higher belt than my son? He's now black belt, is that not the best? Teacher, well, yes and no. In the kids class, a junior black is the highest, but after that there are adult belts. And OP is working on her adult belts. EM, that's not right, this is a kids class, she can't do that. Yeah, unfortunately, due to her age, she's too young for adult class, still she wants to learn. EM, well, then teach my son so they are the same. Do you have any idea how embarrassing it is for him to have such a scrawny girl ahead of him? He is a man, you understand? No, I don't. Since you see, the highest ranking teacher here is actually a woman and a world gold medalist for grappling. She only does adult classes and has actually taken a special interest in OP. EK, that's not fair. Boys are the strong ones. Well, if you feel that way, then I suggest you leave. EM, fine. But she better not be ahead of my son anymore. It's not right. And guess what? I wasn't. I got moved up to adult class early. The highest ranked teacher was actually the smallest lady ever, but knew all of these crazy submission techniques and taught me them since compared to adults, I was so small. Think 30 plus old and all a minimum of 200 pounds. I learned more advanced skills that were only done in the adult classes. On the last Friday, the adults would go out after and get drinks. No one from the kids class was invited and none of their own children came. But little OP was right here having a coke while they drank beers. I was quickly adopted by the older guys, and when we went out, they told the service a crazy story about how we are actually all one big family, and each time the roles changes with me always being someone's daughter, with kick butt teaching being my mom, so I never paid for my drinks or food. EK caught wind that I was in the adults class and was now going to special events and trainings like what to do in a knife fight, and both he and his mom were pissed. When his mom demanded that EK also joins the adult class early, they were told no and sorry. You said you did not want her standing before EK in line, and in the adults, EK would be the last ranked belt, so he would be at the end anyways. I only saw EK and his mom one other time, and that was at our tournament when I destroyed him. So those were the stories for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, a like will be highly appreciated. It really does help my channel out. Also, if you enjoyed this and want to stay up to date on the latest videos, then don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for listening, and I will see you in the next video.